list of, oh my god, this is what the meta looks like right now, which I mean, it kind of is a little bit, but this is not the be all end all. But we're gonna do a video, and just you guys can talk in the chat. It's pretty cool. But here's the list, in my opinion, and it's pretty simple. Start with S, A, B, C, D. I was gonna put an F rank in there, but I figured not. I'll spruce it up for the next time, but for now, you kind of get this as a general idea of, in my opinion, where the meta is. Just to give you an example on the character list, let's go from the D rank, the D tier. The characters to the left-hand side need improvement. Characters to the right-hand side get closer and closer to C rank. So, for example, I think that V2 is a good character. However, his health is a huge issue. So he's not necessarily a C rank character per se. So Coda, I think, in my opinion, is the worst character in the game. Like, I just don't feel him. Like, I mean, I've played him before, played against him. He's left behind, unfortunately. That's how I feel about him. Yeah, it's just how it is. Rito is self-explanatory. Rito is just not god-awful, but just it's just really weird characters. Just really weird, like just a fun character, I guess you could say. Movie Jason's seen some improvements, but I think the problem with Movie Jason is that his skill set of the kicks and stuff like that are just absolutely nuts. The shoulder tackle charge is really slow. The football throw is still really stupid. I think Joe can get it off the football throws. That's about it. And I put V2 in the D rank because of the low health that he has and the 7 cost hybrid move. It's not necessarily good unless you know how to play him. And also, by the way, just to note that I'm not saying that V2 is the worst character or Coda is the worst character. You can play with Coda and beat anybody on the list. That's for every character on this list. So it's not like it's oh, I can't beat him with this, but every character has a chance to beat a character. So C tier, I think Zane is okay. Like, he's not really that spectacular. A lot of people bought him for the stagger, but unfortunately they got rid of it, which made him a lot lower. He actually probably would have been an A rank if that stagger was there, I think. Mesagog, I don't really see much of him anymore. He just, he has a lot of damage, but he's just not seen anymore. It's just crazy. Green Ranger, like I said, predictable moves, and his Dragon Quake got quicker, but it's still kind of okay if that's all you have in terms of your energy and stuff. Drakina's just straight dab in the middle is C rank. Her stuff is actually pretty good, but like I said, they're all breaker moves, so you block then do breakers. MMPR Black is nice, but he's really slow. He used to be really good back in season 1, like the first season, like when you first got him on rooftops. He was really good because he had huge damage. It was crazy. But then again, the game was a different game back then. So, but like I said, as the game progressed, I think he got a little bit worse with the times. But they did upgrade his hip hop keto moves and some of his startups. MMPR Billy, to me, I like him a lot, but I don't think he's actually too good. In my opinion, I think that he just kind of pokes you a little bit here and there, and that's about it. Like, he just does little poke damage, and then he'll get you with his Trisolance breaker attack a couple of times. I'll read all the questions and stuff like that after I'm done with the tier list here. Kendall, I put Kendall as a C because her ability to do that annoying slide into shooting is still good, but the problem is that she now needs to rely on pushers, or at least not pushers, people that pop them in the air, like assists that pop them in the air. So movie Zach would be good, and anything of that nature where she can slide and then shoot. That's definitely there. I think she still has potential, but her potential is now just completely down the drain due to her nerf. Godar, Godar himself, Goldar, is at the B rank. I think he's okay. In my opinion, he's okay. And he just seems okay. He has high health. His moves are kind of telegraphed a little bit. He's okay. He's not that bad, but yeah. Movie Pink, I don't see a lot of her. I wish I could see a lot more of Movie Pink, but I never see her that often. She had kind of a little bit of a surge in maybe two leagues ago, I would say. But I mean, she's there sometimes, and then she's just forgotten. I think her moves are just slow, much like Jason's, but at least with her moves are pretty devastating. Movie Zach is there. He's had a lot of changing, but I think he's still a fair character, especially with all his blocks, and the 1-2 combo is still a deadly combo. Now you have to actually mix it up with the Superman punch first, then go into it because the opponent staggers, in my opinion. Hobo Knight is kind of okay. I feel that he is somewhat decent. There's some good players with him. Once again, it's just all about the setup for him to the gunshots. Jason, once again, Jason's become more of a setup character. A lot of people play him with just blocking assists like Mezagog and Xandred or Zed. He used to be. I mean, he's still good. I mean, the only reason why people play him is because he has the Sword Breaker, and that Sword Breaker does an insane amount of damage, which is nuts. Zeo Pink is actually pretty good. I like Zeo Pink a lot, just for her ability to sort of pop the enemy in the air, or at least kind of make them bounce a little bit to do her shield damage, and that shield damage is massive. Movie Rita has seen better days. Still pretty good, but once you get her cornered, it's forget about it. Her green puddle of doom got nerfed pretty hard. It's a lot slower now, so yeah. But she was pretty crazy back in like the first season and stuff like that. Danny's still pretty good, but like I said, he has multiple hits, and a lot of people are just going to block through that and punish him for that. Bison Charge is still really good, but the problem is with Bison Charge is that now it's more predictable. At a longer distance, at least. Alpha I like. I don't think he's there yet at the A rank, per se. I think he's still a really good character with a nice amount of health. And, of course, once again, the gimmick is to pop him up in the air and do the 2 attack. He has a 2-cost attack. It does crap damage, but once your opponent's in the air, it does double damage, and it's actually really good. I think that's his only crutch right there, is you have to pop him in the air to get the ability off and to make him work. But he plays more of a defensive style more than anything else. So, A rank, Gia's in the A rank. She's kind of in between the A and B because of the update. But I put her more in the A section because I think that she does a lot of damage with her abilities and stuff like that. Her breaker is slow, but once it pops off, you can get another one off, and I think it's actually pretty good damage. Still pretty cool. Zed's there for obvious reasons. Zed has an amazing poke with the Zed staff. His little ground thing into electrocution. That's pretty sweet. And I remember back then he didn't have a breaker or a defensive stopper. But now he's more of a complete character than what he was back then. The 3 lightning strike staff thingy, that's kind of still very vulnerable to blocking and billies, so not that bad. Xandrid, I think who said it that Xandrid was? Oh, Nice. I think Nice said he should be in B and C tier. His damage comes off of Tommy assist into the combo. In my opinion, it's just that's his whole entire thing. His taunt got stopped. It's a lot more costs, but it still is a pretty good instant. Snide is in the middle. I think Snide is actually a lot better than what he was back then. Just because he is one of those guys who just does amazing damage right now for what it's worth. The breaker is absolutely devastating in the corner, which can lead to more combo damage. It's huge damage potential. Same with MMPR Trini, just huge combo potential, and just does so much damage. Like, it just crazy damage. And from what you've seen tonight, just blocks aplenty. My girl, Movie Trini, is up there too. Once again, really good abilities. The great thing about Movie Trini was that it's one hit. The KO kick does one hit. Her headbutt is one hit. Ground pound is one hit. The only thing that costs more is her brawler combo. That's it. And that now can be canceled into one hit. So she's a one-hit wonder, I guess you could say. So she's really good, and she can take out, like I said, she can take out a lot of the people on the S ranks. You just need the right stuff, though. Movie Billy is next. Movie Billy is drop grenades EMP, drop grenades block EMP, drop grenades block EMP, do a bully combo. That's about it. It's just, what else is there to say about him? EMP, EMP, EMP. It's just crazy. And I think MMPR Rita, I'm thinking about putting her on the S rank, because the damage she does, the blocks that she has, which are 5 seconds off of regular defensive blocks, is just nuts. For right now, it's just absolutely crazy. Her breaker is okay. That's about it. That's okay. She has her own block, which is a headache. That does some fair damage. That's fine. But it's all about the 2 balls in the air. It's about the 2 balls in the air with Rita, which does massive damage and massive combo potential. And of course, finally, the S rank. Lauren's self-explanatory, can just do just a ton of damage. Her breaker is really quick. She would have been higher up in there, but like I said, her combo potential kind of dropped a little bit, but it's just one of those things where, you know, Lauren is just, she's there, period. Psycho Red is definitely in there, because if you get off one hit with Psycho Red, it's just, you're going to get slashed and slashed and slashed until you're just, your damage is down. You're just dead. Your health is down, actually. Then you can't do any damage because you'll just block stuff. And the big 3 right here, with MMPR White Ranger, at least his kick is sort of more blockable than Trent's. But his thing is Saba. Saba does so much damage. It is absolutely crazy. If you get Saba's damage up there, forget about it. And of course, for the top 2, obviously, MMPR Pink, I think, is number 2 on that list. Her cartwheel kickflip of doom into doing massive random arrow damage is crazy. Actually, no, you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is, like, flip him in the air, and then do her faint 3-hit attack. And I've seen people just use that and preserve their energy. Just insane. It's hard to block. It's ridiculous. It's probably going to get nerfed. And of course, Trent is, I think, in my opinion, the top tier of the whole entire game right now. The rush is just crazy. Like the rush punch staggers. Do it again, staggers. You can throw it into his arrows. You can throw it into Tommy assist, which can throw it into his own little hybrid block, which does a ton of damage. Half damage, maybe 3/4 of damage. It's just nuts. Definitely deserves to be up there. Actually, you know what? I was going to put a god tier up on the S rank, have a god tier of just having Trent up there. Yeah. If your opponent is sloppy, then they're not really good as Trent. They don't understand Trent, but yeah. Spam left button to win, exactly. But yeah, that's my my tier list for what it is right now. And of course, if there is an update, we're gonna update this tier list into being something different. So I think this